The eyes closed is so nourishing to the body because it takes this outgoing habit of our consciousness, how the consciousness is always being projected out, looking at the thises and that's of the world, and it cuts off that outgoing nature and it turns it around. So then usually when we sit with our eyes closed, we'll start to feel, I'm tensing my shoulder right now, or I'm slouching over here, or I don't feel very comfortable in my back. I want to adjust it this way or that way. So we'll get more information about how to affect a positive change at a structural, skeletal level, a tissue level of relaxing where we can, where it's right to. We'll also get information of sort of the unnecessary activity of our mind, what the yogis called chitta vrittis, which meant swirlings of habitual swirlings of consciousness. And there's the saying from the Yoga Sutras, yogas chitta vritti nirodha, which means yoga is the cessation or stilling of the chitta vrittis. So it's not about wrapping your leg around your head or doing interesting yoga poses. It's about are the techniques you're practicing yielding chitta vritti nirodha, or stilling of that habitual overactivity of the mind. So eyes are closed, you get to see the activity of the mind and go, look at that. Then the breathing becomes our respite, our sanctuary. The breath is either inhaling, holding full, exhaling, or holding empty. So we get to keep the mind in the present moment by just watching the inhale. Be present with the pause at the top. Watch the exhale. Present for the pause at the bottom. So let's just enjoy about 20 or so breaths. If it feels good to encourage the breath to grow longer and more sort of exaggerated with the inhale, the hold, the exhale, the hold, then fine. Or just be so simple. Just observe, be present, see if anything unnecessary going on in the body or the mind can be still. One final thought. There's a definition of stillness. You might think stillness is the absence of movement. That's what many people would think. But the better definition is stillness is the absence of the impediment to movement, meaning tension in the body impedes nerve flow, blood flow, lymph flow, consciousness flow. So it's relaxation and opening these pathways to let that which is flowing to flow. So the word tong in Chinese is through. So allow for throughness. Let's take about 15 breaths, allowing for that throughness. Another 10 breaths or so. See if you can cultivate awareness by noticing if anything is shifting, right? If the tissue is changing and shifting, if the nervous system is shifting into that perhaps ideally more parasympathetic, calm state. So each breath is an opportunity for this slow shift to happen. Now, as we start to add movements and move through our practice, the ideal quality is that as you softly open your eyes, that this doesn't break the meditation. The meditation's not over now, but instead we've set a foundation of the meditative state, and then everything we do is layered on top of that, right? So just softly let your hands slide onto your thighs. Hands slide past the kneecaps just a bit. Drop the head, tilt the pelvis back, create a little round quality through the back. Then very gently sliding the hands back along the thighs, lift your chest. Pull the elbows slightly behind you and imagine like you're gently cracking a walnut with your shoulder blades. And then relaxing that effort, soften your way back to neutral. Soften your way through neutral, dropping the head gently. Now you're in spinal flexion or rounded position. Soften the effort and just like very relaxed, just slide those hands back, elbows pull back, chest lift, chin lift, look up. And two more of those, sliding the hands forward, and just really think, how soft can you be while executing the movement? Very often, we're doing more than we need to. And at some level, we can continue to do what the Taoists call wu wei, which means doing nothing, yet accomplishing everything. So it's this state of being where we're just moving like nature moves. We're not overexerting. We're just flowing like a river. We're just moving like the breeze. We're growing like trees grow. We're just kind of cruising along at this Tao pace. Go ahead and settle back to the middle and find that comfortable vertical line, crown down to your perineum, one line, and everything else just at ease. And then take your hands and reach them over to your right thigh, and just softly, as if someone just said your name over your shoulder, you turn your shoulders and your head and look behind just to see. And then come back to middle and the other way. Just soft and easy. Shoulders, head and neck. And then we're back to middle. Other way. Other way. We'll do 3 of each. And we're back to the middle. And then the final movement of the torso, hang the arms alongside you. Now we're just softly leaning to the right let the left elbow just float up, but the wrist, can you just hang it so relaxed? And then we change back to middle, sort of a drifting gesture back to middle. And then we drift to the other side. Elbow rise. This is called lateral flexion and extension. Come back to middle. This time, again, you could stop at the same place where the elbow can go a little higher, possibly even the hand floating up. But notice how my hand got there. I didn't sweep it out and up. I just let it rise. Sort of like a, like a balloon almost. And then we're back. Notice how it came down. So notice the path the hand takes. As I lean, the hand is right in front of the chest. It stays at that same line as I just float it up. So anywhere, it could stop right here, it could stop here, it could stop here. And then we're back to middle. Let's do one more each way. And we're back to middle. So we've loosened up the central aspect of the body. Now we move a little bit outside. We go to the shoulders, shoulder blade, right shoulder blade up, softly down, left shoulder blade up, down. Do it again. What you want to feel here more and more is that the arm is like a cooked noodle, just hanging. And then you're just moving the shoulder blade and the arm comes up along with the ride, but you're not doing anything. And then you melt it down. And then left shoulder up and down. Now let's do both shoulders same time. And down. Again. Down. One more. So this is the active portion of the movement. Then we're yinning, we're softening, we're releasing, and then we got to make sure it gets all the way to 0 or song or released. Same idea will come in handy here. Go ahead and bring your legs close together. Right shoulder first. I'll turn sideways so you can see it. Forward. Notice I haven't lifted it. And when I went forward, my arm naturally internally rotated. And the arm naturally migrated forward. So I didn't do it and keep my arm back here. That jams it. Forward. Up. Back. Notice the arm naturally turns out. And down. Forward. Up. Back. Down. 3 more. Now, reversing, we go back, up, forward, down. Again, it's tricky, but the arm goes on a ride that is only able to be executed correctly when you're relaxed through the fingertips. When you let the arm go back because it should, it rises because it should, it rolls forward because it should, and down. One more. Because it's relaxed and we're moving from the shoulder blade and switching sides. Forward, up, back, down. Switch directions. back, up, forward, down. So again, like I was saying at the beginning of class, talking to Joanna, I was talking about circles, how the body is built on circles. Circles are so important because they're complete. That makes them nourishing. We go on a journey, but we don't stay out there. We come home. We rest. We wake up, we go through our daily life, and then we rest and we feel nourished. All right, let's do both now. So legs stay together. We lean a little bit, shoulders go forward, then we shrug shoulders, but also let's add now, lift those elbows with those relaxed hands. And then we go shoulder blades back, elbows follow, arms follow, and then we just let them drape. And return home. So let's go on the journey. Forward, we climb up the mountain, we go over, we do the effort, the work, and then we have the return journey. And then we're back to rest. 3 more. Because again, this may sort of seem simple conceptually, but it's not how most of us move. We sort of will tense everything up and then just repeat a number of reps that some teacher or physical therapist told us to do, right? We just like check it off the list. That's how a lot of people do their exercise, how a lot of people live. Let's go back the other way now. Back, up and over. But it's this insight about circles and returning and active or yang, and then yin, and then song, soft, and then yang, yin, song, soft. That can use movement to truly nourish us at a chi level, at the subtlest level that we are built. All right, and then the final one with the shoulders, right followed by left. Finishing the right and starting again, finishing left. This one's always kind of fun to me, right? Kind of looks like a sweet dance move. Switch directions. Forward, shoulder blade, shoulder blade, shoulder blade, shoulder blade. And there's just some nice natural thoracic spine movement, upper back movement. And done. Sink chi to the belly. We just raise the hands, do a little circle, and settle, settle, settle. Hands hover in front of the belly. These moments of closing, stopping, where you go, do nothing at all. The chi that you just let out to play comes back to the nest. And then we go to our next round. All right, now step your legs just slightly wider than hip distance. Go to shoulder distance. Left hand onto right knee. We lean over enough so the arm hangs even more. Now think spirals. A spiral is different than a repetitive circle. A spiral starts very small and gets larger and larger and larger and larger and larger and spirals out. So that's what we're doing with the arm. Start very small. Pick a direction. Circle. Slightly larger, slightly larger, slightly larger. Now, if you have shoulder injuries, at some point here, you're going to go, ooh, that's my biggest, right? Others of you will go bigger than that. Just be appropriate for your body, please. Larger circles, maybe even to the point where you're getting a nice, big, round hula hoop size circle. And then the final option is then you sit upright again, and now you're reaching forward, slightly above the shoulder line, very slight, slightly behind the body line, and then down alongside you to 0, and then we're going forward, circle, forward, circle, forward, circle, and done. Then lean over again, do the spiral in the other direction, spiral, 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 getting slightly larger, same arm, just different direction of circle or spiral. Once you get to your max size, then you decide, oh, I want to sit up perhaps and forward, side, forward, side, forward, side, forward. Last one, let it hang. Other arm, right hand on left knee, hang, spiral. Just pick a direction, start small, get larger. And the small is so important because, again, what you're training is brain, body, precision, right? Especially when dealing with Parkinson's, as much of that as we can develop, that precise control is key. Now, maybe you sit upright and you do that sort of more, you might say, complete circle. But this is teaching us something about the body. Notice my point I keep making. We don't crank the arm equal amounts behind us as we do in front. In front, we go very far in front. But when we go to the side and back, we only go a little bit because that's just how our body is built. Our joints are not built to crank back, even though we could force it and hurt ourselves and do it. Instead, we choose to find that perfect path with Tai Chi. All right, leaning over, start your spirals other direction. Slightly larger with each round to the point where it's max size, and then possibly that sitting up version, same thing. It goes only a little behind, a little above here, and then out. Remember, these come in handy when we do our bear Tai Chi, our standing bear Tai Chi. It's these movements executed from the belly, from the shifting and turning. All right. Now, legs close together, we do with both. Slightly lean forward so that you get the hang quality. And then forward, out, back, in. Start that spiral. Slightly larger, slightly larger, slightly larger. Then maybe sitting upright for that satisfying whole movement. Circles, right? And remember, yang, yin, soft, song. Yang, active, manifesting. Yin, sliding, returning. Song, soft. One more. And pause. Lean slightly forward now, inward circle. So the hands go back, out, forward, in. Back, out, forward, in. Getting slightly larger, larger still, then sitting upright. Liquid. You are made of liquid. The way the body is built is a hydraulic system, in fact, that we can relax and move like butter through these pathways. Go ahead and hang the arms. Great job. All right. Now step your legs back to a comfortable hip distance. Now we do soft at the elbows. Just fold, reverse, fold, reverse. The point here, it seems like a simple movement, but as I've mentioned many times, I see often that there's more being done than is needed to execute the movement. It's just easy. Easy. It's like the ABCs. It's one of the letters of movements that we got to get really good at. Easy. Now, bring that other one down. Let's go double. Easy. Soft fingers, soft wrists. Just nothing forced. Now, keep your hands up. Elbows, chicken wing out. Neutral. Then they wrap around the front of the body and try to squeeze, and then neutral. And then wing, and then neutral. And then squeeze. Make sure the elbows touch if you can. And then neutral. One more. Squeeze. Touch the elbows together. and neutral. Now, elbows pull straight back, and then they soften. Then the elbows go forward. The hands go along the side of the neck, possibly elbows point up. Notice where the hands someday might get to where they can touch the base of the neck here. Then the elbows go forward, down, back. Neutral, forward, just as far forward as you can or should go, possibly uppity, uppity, up, and then forward and down. Neutral. One more. Back. Neutral. Forward and up. And down. And neutral. And then release the arms down. Great job, everybody. Bend the elbows just 90-degree angles. Turn the palms down, up, down, up. Retake command of this area of the battlefield. Down, up. It's called pronation, supination. Now, keep your palms facing up. Hands go apart from each other further. That's external rotation. Back to neutral. Fingers go close to each other, even passing each other. That's internal rotation. Then neutral, external, neutral, internal, either to middle or even letting the other one go on top. So you bring them in. One more of each. So there's a cross. Now open the arms out to the side. Step your feet just a touch wider. Hands come up. So that's the bend of the elbow. Palms turn over and hands come close to each other, even crossing one on top. That's internal rotation and pronation. And then hands go down to almost straight. Then they rise with one on top of the other, roll, open, external rotation, supination, and now we're coming down with the hands. Let's come up and over. This time the other one crosses. And we're down. And then that one stays on top as we come up crossed, roll, and open. And remember to come all the way down so that we have somewhere to go up from. Cross, down to almost straight, and then it's up, roll, down. So it's a very complicated movement. We went through, let's do a few more. We went through each of these movements separately, and then together they make this very interesting, almost beautiful movement. And in the Qigong, it's said that this opens and closes this important area of our torso, closing shoulders, closing through the chest, opening shoulders and chest and torso, and then closing, right, which helps pump our lymphs, help keeps this mobile feeling there. Now, last one, open, stay open, left hand up, over. Now reach across and hover the palm just above the other, and then up and over, down. Think graceful, soft, round, nothing extra, but also not in a hurry to complete it, right? So we're not trying to, like, say, jump over there really quickly. We're going, big, nourishing, round movement. Big, nourishing. Now, not so big that you're hurting a joint that might be compromised, but big enough to feel that very interesting brain-body quality, right? Neuromuscular connection. Now, the next time you're open, leave it open. Hands float up and over and settle. Take just 3 breaths here. And then raise the hands. They just levitate off the legs. Turn the palms up. Now, fold and point the fingers towards your chest, and then unfold. Fold, unfold. Now, notice that this is coming up over the top of a circle. Now, drop those fingers down and bring them out under the bottom of the circle. Over the top, out the bottom. Palms spin to face up. We go over the top and down and through. So, through. One more. And then pause here. Now turn your palms to face the ground. Drop the fingers to point down and then bring them back up a couple times just to feel that that's going under the circle and in. So now go under the circle and in, up over the top of the circle to go out. Spin the palms, palms down. Go under, over, and out. Palms. And done. Now the last one we'll do with the whole arm and shoulder and everything. Notice this interesting path. Look how close my hands are. My elbows flared out a little bit. My shoulder space, I have to get out of the way here in order to allow this to just float up nice and easy and then slide down. Float up nice and easy right through. The wrists are just dangling like ripe fruit. Down. Now keep that ripe fruit dangle as your hands come up and they unfurl out in front, but the hands stay as ripe fruit. And then palms change this position as we come down, like the air is forcing them to do it. Let's try that again. Rise up. Ripe fruit through the hands. The hands go out, down, up, out, down. So again, what I often see people do incorrectly is when the hands start going out, they turn the hands up like this. Don't do that. Keep the ripe fruit quality and just lead through the wrists. And then here the hands change when they come down. One more. Ripe fruit, just dangling, soft, and then shoo. Great job. All right, sink chi to the belly. All right, scoot to the back of your chair. Scoot your tush back. Make your soft Tai Chi fist like you're a boxer. You're going to bring this left thigh up and pull the heel in towards the buttock. It's called chambering the leg, loading it, and then set it down, relaxed. Other side, chamber, set it down, relaxed. Chamber, relax. Chamber, relax. Now we do chamber, push. Chamber, relax. Chamber, push, chamber, relax. One more. This time push and hold, point, flex, point, flex. Two more. Then invert, evert, invert, evert. Then inward circle. Then outward circle. Liberating these joints from the tension that's holding them so they feel buttery and smooth. And set that foot down. Other side. Push that other leg out. Point. Flex. So think of this like you're liberating the foot bones and the lower leg bone. There's a space in between there that need be spacious and full of fluid. A little in, a little out. Full of this idea of like not tense, not compacted, but free and sort of floating from each other. Circles, inward. Outward. scoot to the front edge of your chair all the way. Swivel steps. Lift the left ball of foot, turn on the heel, knee and toes turn out. Let's do just that a couple of times. Internal rotation, external rotation. The heel is the only thing that stays on the ground in regards to the foot. So you lift the toes and turn it out. Bring it back. Let's do the other leg. Lift the toes, external rotation, internal. Be curious, where's this movement happening, right? In the hip. The pelvis is staying still. The leg bone is external, internal, external, internal. Now let's walk the other leg out. So external, stay there, lift the heel. Now the ball of your foot stays on the ground. Swivel. That's a weird movement at first. Then lift the toes again, open. Put the toe down, lift the heel, internal. Last one, hold. And we come internal, lift the heel, external, lift the toe, internal, external, neutral. Other side, lift the toe, external, lift the heel, internal, lift the toe, external, put down the toe, lift the heel, internal, and finally open. Now let's walk it in, internal, external, internal, external, and neutral. All right, so now that's enough moving of the legs. Legs stay stable, hinge at the hips as if bowing forward and then rising. Notice that to do this, you are not rounding the spinal joints. The spine essentially stays the same relationship to each other, but we're hinging right at the crease of the hips. And that is probably the most important movement. That if we lose that, we lose the ability to sit down, stand up. We lose the ability to pick up that thing we dropped on the ground. We also congest, and there's so much sort of overall neck pain and lack of sort of functionality that happens when we lose that movement right there. All right, now let's go into our stand to sit, sit to stand. So slide the feet just a little behind the knees and see this angle that my shin is at, right, in regards to the leg. It's not here, it's slightly back. And then the measurement should be perfect for when you hinge, and then you put a little energy to get your head to go beyond your toes, and then you push through the earth and rise. Then when it's time to sit down, we don't bend the knees first. And we don't think back, we think fold at that same hip crease. Then we think sink the tush, but keep the head out beyond the toes to stay balanced. And then we lean back to our comfortable seat. Oh, time to stand up again. So first gesture is not up. It's fold and gesture forward. And then it's push through the earth. And like a spring that's unloading its energy, we're now standing. Oh, time to sit down again. Booty back, fold. Sink the tush, land. Let's do two more. So this is the ABC version, or sort of like the robot version. We have to do that one first. Robot, right? Like, we have to have that one under our control. Fold, sinking, landing, sitting back, before we can do the more chi version, which is just water, which would be a little bit of that, but just rise. Let's do two more, maybe try the water version. Same idea when sitting down like water. It's a little bit of the tail back and sink, but there's more roundness involved. Again, the body stays feeling sort of round, supple. One more. Last one, rise and stay standing. All right, so we are standing now. First thing we want to practice here when standing, notice that you are on your feet in some particular way. You might be using more of the right, more of the left, more in the front of the foot, more in the back of the foot. We want to be able to go all over. So let's start by just slightly tilting forward. Notice how my body looks a little bit like I'm doing a sort of a dancing move where you lean, and then I'm just softly leaning back towards middle. Now this one can feel a little more dangerous, so be very careful, but you can rock back a little towards the heels so that the balls of your feet are less full. And then melt yourself back to the middle. So feel the middle, feel slightly more forward than middle, back to middle, and then heels. Middle. Now, can you practice letting these arms be very soft and relaxed, and they just migrate forward just a little bit, right? Because if I'm tilted forward, I'd have to actively hold my arms here for them to stay there. But when I'm relaxed, they dangle. And then if they're dangling and I rock back, the hands naturally sweep back, like a pendulum swinging. So see if you can just do that. We'll do about 3 more. Can you create this sort of pendulum feeling in the arms by moving from the center? Now we add to that pendulum swing and rise. Sweep down and softly fall back towards your heels. Your hands come even behind you, right? And then rock forward and let that pendulum swing become a rise. And then back. Now we take that a step further. Pendulum swing, rise. Rock back to your heels. Your hands slide over the top and come close to your chest into this position. And then softly down. Again, rocking back a little. We rise, rock back, the hands slide over the top, and then they settle. One more of those. Rock back, rock forward and rise. So we're just helping our body move more like a fluid matrix. Now let's do the opposite. Remember this move we practiced earlier, this weird one here with the right fruit. So right fruit, rock to your toes, they float out. The hands then come down as we rock back. And then middle. We do it again, rise. One more, rise. Rock to your toes. And back. The crane flaps wings, a soft little scoop position here. Arms go out to the side. The important quality with wings is this space right in here, which is the lung point meridian, chest, shoulder, right in that little space. You want it to feel like it's opening, it's inflating with chi. It's spacious so that everything out here is soft, relaxed, but the chest space is opening. And then so every time your arms rise, it's from this space opening. And the more open that space gets, the more easily our arms will move through the important pathways that they need to move. And down. Now, turn the backs of the hands a little bit to face each other, and let's bring the hands up in the middle, and then they just wing out. They make a nice circle and fall like wings. Again, rise, round, moving from this shoulder space, right? So that shoulder space closes, stays closed, and then it's opening out. Closes, closed as we're coming up. Let's take that one step further. Let the hands cross as much as feels good as they rise, and then open. Close. Rise. Open. One more. So as crossed as you want to take them as they rise. And down. Now the exact reverse. Rise. Bring them towards each other with arms straight, and then down. Rise like wings. Roll closed at the shoulder. And down. Rise. Roll over top. Down. This is called closing heaven. Opening earth. The other one is the opposite. One more. Now embracing moon. Wings. Left hand under scoops and creates a ball as the right hand roll folds over top. Then right hand unroll fold, left hand wing. And the other side. Right arm under, left hand roll fold over. And reverse. More out to the wings. Down. Now, with this relaxed body, just let your liquid body arrange itself more over your right leg. Notice that your left leg's not working as hard. That's good. Then go back to middle, finding where it's even, and then go to more over to the left. Middle, right. And just notice, if you watch how my body's doing it, I'm not leaning, I'm not tilting. From pelvis through torso, shoulders, and head, it's all sort of staying in this nice relationship to each other. And I'm just changing which of these two pegs, these two roots, these legs, I'm utilizing to connect to my root in the ground. Now, the next time you're rooted or you're over in the left leg, just turn the belly button slightly left. Stay turned left slightly as you shift to the right leg. And then the belly button turns to the right. Stay turned right as you shift to the left. Turn to the left. Stay turned left as you shift to the right. Turn to the right. Now, I've been explaining last couple of weeks how right now we're learning the ABC version, which is lateral, then rotational. Lateral, which is side to side, then rotational. Eventually, it's sort of like one thing. It's and now, if you've got fingertips full of chi, relaxed arms, then they naturally begin doing this sort of a thing. The bear washes paws in the stream. Shift turn. Shift turn. Shift turn. Now, put the left hand behind your back. Let's just do the right arm. Shift turn, brush knee. Shift turn, sweep leg. Shift turn, brush knee. So this is the bear washing its paw. Now it's time for the bear to swirl the stream here. So after you brush knee, turn the palm forwardish, and as you shift turn, the hand goes out in front, around the far side of a circle, and then in close to your body as you then shift, turn, and brush knee. Shift, turn, sweep away around a circle, but keep the hand at the height of the imaginary water. Shift, turn. Shift, turn. One more. So now we've swirled the stream, which causes the fish to jump out of the stream. So now the hand rises a little bit to about chest height, sweeps across, snatches the fish. We bring down the hand back into the water. Snatch the fish. And remember what I said earlier about the bears and those circles being similar. So now it's the similar circles that we were doing with our arms, but we are, sorry, someone's coming in, but we are executing it from this shift turn in the middle of the body. Now we got to defend the fish by slashing down and across. So this is like that circle. The arm comes across, it rises, and then we're shift turning, and the arm will naturally come at this diagonal. Let's do two more. Now, as we come down, bring the left hand out, sweep across, put the right hand behind your back. Let's do the bear sequence here. So it's first we're washing this paw. Then it's time to swirl the stream. Sweep it out and around, in close, through, out and around. Remember what I was saying earlier at the beginning. The completeness of a circle is nourishing. So let it get to its end points and come through. End points, come through. Now we've disturbed the fish, they start jumping. So again, this little story I'm telling you about the bear and the fish and the defending of the fish is a mnemonic device for homework, right? So you can do this little sequence. Now defend. Down, right? It's a downward slash. It goes from high to low. It comes through. Now, bring that right hand out. Let's double it up. Wash paws. So what's difficult about this is that you know all the components. It's just that they're each doing the opposite of each other. So right there, one is brushing knee, one is sweeping leg. And then the other is brushing knee now, and the other is sweeping leg. Now when it comes time to swirl the stream, the left hand is sweeping out around as the right hand is brushing knee. And now the opposite is happening at each side. So they're swirling and swirling and swirling. And then let's snatch the fish. And let's defend. Slash. 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 And back to the bear washing paws. Close to the body, easy and relaxed. Now, brush knee and push. As you come across to the right, let that right arm float up like a wing, roll fold as the left hand turns around. So now this is shift turn, bottom hand brush knee, top hand soft push. They change positions while we're in the left leg, and then we shift, turn, brush, and push. Now we let the momentum, the fluid momentum, change the hand position. And then we go shift, turn, brush, push. And the fluid continues through. We don't shift and turn until we get to here. And then it's shift, turn, because this is loaded, and then it unloads. The unloading circles so that everything returns, and then we're loaded again and we're ready to go. One more of each. Now stay in that left leg. Right hand comes down into the water. Left elbow bends, fingers point up. Empty that right foot, right? So it's stepped behind you just a touch. Now we shift back as if sitting into our back leg. Empty this front foot. Many options. First option, just try to lift the heel, keeping your toe touching the ground. Option 2 would be, can you just very lightly lift and lower? Option 3 might be lift and hold, possibly someday full lift. Golden Rooster, and this is where having a chair near you with a hand on it, you can practice this more and more and more. All right, now float this leg down and land it empty. Change weight. So now your weight's in that left leg. Left hand comes down, bend right elbow, and touch the floor with the toe tip. You can stay with that or lift lower, or lift and hold, and then lower, or lift and hold, keep it up. Now lower that leg. Let's do 2 of each flowing. See if you can. Shift and change the hand position as you empty the foot and touch the floor, or lift it, of course. Bring it back, empty. Shift and change as the hands go through their change, touch the toe, or lift. Set it down, empty. So the idea here is shifting, changing, everything's occurring simultaneously, and then we arrive. Set the foot down. Change. And down. Now, back to 50-50, parallel your feet. Wash your paws in the stream again. Now we play with clouds. Shift to your right. The right hand stays down in the water. Left hand sweeps the leg, turns into vapor, and rises. It's a cloud in the sky. Shift left. Turn left. Cloud and lake. Then vapor and rain. Shift turn. Cloud, lake. Vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Vapor, rain. Shift, turn, cloud, lake. Do your best here as we do a few more to keep awareness at the tips of the fingers of both hands the entire time. Because a lot of times we're paying attention to the cloud hand, but we're losing awareness of the lake hand. Whereas you want to feel this sort of constant yin-yang relationship. One is high, the other low. One is light, the other heavy-ish. One, that idea. So with our brain, we're conscious of the whole experience that's happening. Now, bring that right hand down. Let's come back to middle, middle. Sink chi to belly, crane wing, roll, fold, settle, 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 settle. Hands in front of the belly. We're going to do one extra thing here. So if balance is a major issue for you, make sure you've got your sort of cane, walker, chair. You have something that's going to keep you safe. So this is one of the exercises from our walking class that we're hopefully going to be adding at some point here. So let's shift the weight to the left leg. As the right foot is empty, bring it in closer to the left foot. Then change your weight. Now your weight's in your right leg. This left foot is empty. Step it out. Notice I didn't put any weight in it, right? That's different than that. It's this. Then we shift. Right foot is empty. We bring it in. Similar idea. We don't go bang. We bring it in empty and stay in this left leg. Then consciously change. Now I'm relying on right leg to hold me. So I go whoop, and then I shift and change. So we're sidestepping. You should be moving slowly to the left. Right foot is empty. Bring it in. Change. We're going to do one more this way. Left foot is empty. Step it empty. Change. Now to change directions and go back to where we started, we bring right foot in and then back out. Shift. Left foot is empty. Bring it in. Change. Right foot is empty. Step it out, keeping it empty. Shift. So we're training our abductor, adductors, our floor of pelvis. Bring that left foot in empty. Change. Step out. Shift. In. Shift. Out. Let's do that one more set. So we go in, out, and we go that way. 4 steps or so. This one, over time, it will get added to that hands play with clouds. So this is the footwork for the full Tai Chi movement of hands playing with clouds. So we're chopping them in two, learning these pieces separately, then we blend them together, changing directions. We go in, we go out, shift, in, shift, out, shift, in, shift, out, shift. And sing Chi the Bell. Seal the practice. 1, 2 on the navel. Think of your navel like a cork in a barrel that you're just sealing. And then rubbing groin area, pubic region there a little bit, sacrum area, tailbone area, back. And then final time, sink, and seal. All right, so the Taoist bow to finish. Grab one thumb, fold over. That's like that traditional yin-yang symbol you may have seen, right? The black and the white sort of going like that with each other, right? We're creating that bow. Thank you all so much. Go ahead and have a safe, comfortable seat. If you have time for a nap or something and you feel like it, please take it, right? Tai Chi opens up all this stuff, and then we want to just let it nourish, let it refill our tank. If you have questions of any kind, I like to stick around and chat. But if you got a